terms of tithing and donating, do we only need to donate to the church? Are we able to use that 10% for helping the homeless and buy them food? So, let's see. So in 1 Timothy 5:18, we'll do 17 for the context. Let the elders who rule well be considered worthy of double honor, especially those who labor in preaching and teaching. For the scripture says, "You shall not muzzle an ox when it treads out the grain, and the laborer deserves his wages." So, one thing to keep in mind with tithing and donating is in the New Testament, like tithing, the 10% was a command for the people of Israel. So it's not a command for the Gentile church to the Christians. It is an expectation that you will donate, that you will financially support those who are spiritually feeding you, those who are spiritually laboring for you, but it is not a commandment. It is just an expectation. So I have heard Mike Winger is one of my favorite online not Bible sources, theological. I don't know, preachers. I love Mike Winger and how he exposits the Bible. There we go. And his rule of thumb. So this is not specifically from the Bible, but this is a conclusion he came to, is that if you are spiritually receiving from somewhere, you should contribute. It doesn't have to be 10%. It doesn't have to be only 10%. It doesn't have to be as much as 10%. But what you can, and you should, in trusting God, contribute sacrificially, I think, because that is showing you are trusting God to provide for you. But specifically, he says if you are contributing, if you are receiving from somewhere, you should contribute. Whether that's volunteering to help, so that they don't need to pay somebody, whether that's whatever it looks like, you should contribute to the places you receive from, because the laborer is worth his wages. If somebody is laboring for you spiritually, they deserve to receive financially from that. I think Paul talks about that in Romans too. Romans 15, 25. At present, however, I am going to Jerusalem, bringing aid to the saints. For Macedonia and Achaia have been pleased to make some contribution for the poor among the saints at Jerusalem, for they were pleased to do it, and indeed they owe it to them. For if the Gentiles have come to share in their spiritual blessings, they ought to also be of service to them in material blessings. So, that is saying the same thing.